You talked about how the length, the wavelength, and the specific numbers of nanometers of the wavelengths. And then we've also talked, you brushed on it briefly, the depth at which the red light can penetrate your skin and how the varying levels of depth dictate the benefits that you're going to get from it. You know, you mentioned how near red, that 625-ish nanometer length wavelength will help to heal your skin because it's more surface level. Talk more in detail about the importance of depth of penetration and the different depths that provide different benefits.
Yeah, for sure. And this was for us a crucial point when we got started. So we designed something, we set out to design our own device. I mean, if you search for red light therapy around the market, you will find multiple ways of getting it. Mostly it's in the form of a panel of some kind. It's a stationary panel or a light bulb. And this already existed when we sort of discovered the research and decided, hey, this is something we have to bring to people. So we wanted to design something for the body because that you can wear or that is straight on the skin. And the reason is very simple. It's the pure physics of how this works. In order to get the real effect you want at the mitochondrial level, you need to be able to penetrate the skin. So in order to do that, you need a powerful dose, and B, the closer you are to the skin, the less of it is wasted, right? So if you have a blasting, like a big panel is going to get super hot, right? And so you can't really touch it. Like you have to stand at a distance. So already when you are 4 or 5 inches away from a panel, you have lost something like 70, 80% of the output, right? It's literally a far away. And so similarly, if you see, I mean, it's a trendy thing that's coming in, they're putting in red light in the red light rooms and stuff, and gyms are just putting in a red light. Of course, there may be a configuration with a super powerful light that's still going to have an effect. I would argue that's mostly just kind of a gimmicky thing, because that light so far away from you is really not going to have the ability to get under your skin and do the kind of treatment you're after. So that's why we set out to design something can be worn straight on the skin, and it has cooling fans in it so that it doesn't get hot, right? And by doing it this way, you're able to get a more effective treatment that's also in a way easier to use because you can put it straight on where it hurts instead of having to expose your whole body.
Yeah, you've got it there. So it has different pads, or what are those? What do you call the individual lights that are on it?
Yeah, so it's designed like a belt. For those who are watching a video version, I'm just showing it here now. It's a 3 light pods and the battery controller. The 3 light pods cover an area that's roughly equivalent to the small of most people's back, so you can have it across like a belt. You can do your lower back up along the spine. It's made of there's a silicone strap skit that's extremely flexible and bendable, so you can literally wrap it around your body anywhere you want. And within this zone, because you are literally wearing it on the skin, you don't lose any of the effect of the output of the light. Right. And this enables the device to penetrate as much as you really can with this kind of power output.
And what is that level of depth that it's able to penetrate to?
It depends on what's in the way, so to speak. Like if you're doing it straight on a bone, it's not going to get so far through the bone. If it's more open tissue, it's between, and we're working on more precise measurements of this, but it's in the range between 3 to 4 inches in. And this means that you're able to target an organ, for example, which is big if you're into health beyond sort of muscles and improvements in recovery and performance, is you can actually, I sometimes put it on like a liver, for example. I can reach that spot. And the reason I'm mentioning organs here is that's where you have the most mitochondria. Like most of the mitochondria in your body, they're all over your body, but they're really concentrated in like the gut and in major organs. So you can really sort of target, spot, treat a part of your body in a way that you wouldn't be able to if you're sitting from like 5 inches away or 10 inches away from a light bulb.
Yeah. A couple of thoughts that are coming. I'm going to say both of them. They're 2 different questions, but just so I don't forget about them. The first one, and you touched on it for a second, that you said you guys are looking to get more precise as to what depths you're able to, exactly what depths you're able to actually get to first question is, how do you actually know? Like how do you read how far you're penetrating into the skin? And then second question that we'll get back to, I just don't want to forget about it, is you're talking about how we want to be able to get to the point where we can treat organs because that's where so much mitochondria is. Is there any idea of what kind of benefits can come with that? Because there's obviously all sorts of different issues that our organs can have from a malfunction perspective. Is there any kind of idea on how beneficial that could really be for certain issues? But again, let's go back to understanding, how do you understand how far deep you can actually penetrate?
Yeah, so we were able to, you can approximate it with an infrared camera and infrared light and watch it through the skin, right? So you can do these approximations. You can literally show, and we have videos of this, of like shining this particular light, and then you see it through an infrared lens. You see how far in that it actually goes through the skin.